I recently spoke about tempering addictions. So if you notice something is going to cause you hassle in the future or it's detrimental to your life in its present, then it's important to address it. And for me, like, I speak an awful lot about gaming because gaming is one of those where it's like infinite time loop. There's no end. Everything just continues and continues and continues. For instance, music for the most part comes to a stop at some point, depending on where you're listening to music, of course. 'Cause some things can go on it forever, but for the most part, you watch a movie, it ends. But with games, it just continues, and it becomes what I consider a time drain. And it's about what do you want for your life. And when I mount it all up, it's like it's not the be all and end all for me. Um, and I recently spoke about something that I bought, and it was this handheld device, and I absolutely loved it. I had emulators for playing on it; it was brilliant. But for me, I recognised the absolute havoc it was calling upon my daily life, like what I was actually doing and how much of a hindrance it was. I was enjoying watching movies. I was building my collection. I was enjoying that. I was enjoying reading and different things. And all of a sudden, this thing just coming like a virus, and it was like, you know what? That's not good. It's stopping me enjoying other aspects. So what I want to show people is it's not always about following trends or what other people are interested in. It's like what matters within your own life, because there'll always be temptations. There'll always be something exciting and interesting. But does it contribute positively to your life? So I even done videos maybe a month ago where I'm saying I'm never selling this ever. It was good. I got it for 300, just over £300. It was a bargain. How powerful it is! It was like there's no reason to ever sell it. Then I looked at my life and thought, yeah, I'm not having this in my life. It's too much. It's too much of a distraction. I'm already at the computer doing things, and sometimes I do enjoy games. Last thing I need then is to have another device that mirrors that and continue upon my day in different spaces of the home. It's like this is just crazy. You're never going to get anything done. That's what it becomes down to. I have ambitions. So I'm sharing a lot of my physical media at the moment, like because I'm genuinely passionate about it, and I'm just trying to sort of open people's eyes to what the potential is. If you take control for yourself rather than attach ourselves so strongly to these streaming services that would just cause us to hemorrhage money. And again, they cause an addiction as well because you just consume content just to get your money's worth. It gets a bit mental. So anyway, as you can see here, I sold the Get device, and it sold on the 22nd December, just before Christmas, which was perfect. And I made a profit, which is great. And I got feedback, and it says exactly what you said it was. Very good communication, 10 out of 10, solid seller. Because I tried to post it, and I wanted to get it to him as soon as possible. And I was due to get a collection, but it didn't get collected. And I was like, oh, that's a nightmare. So I just said to him, look, as soon as Boxing Day's finished, the day after, I'm going to post it immediately in the morning. I'm going to go to delivery center myself, hand it over so it gets in the system quicker. And that's what I did. And they received it the following day after that. So they got it swiftly, but I wanted them to get it slightly earlier, which is why they said about the communication, which was nice. Of course, when you sell something, you always wonder, is there going to be an issue? But that's out of my hair. And the thing is, as great as it is, I didn't, even when I boxed it, I didn't feel any regret at all. And even when I sent it off, I just knew this virus had to leave. That's how I considered it. It's a virus to my mind. So, like I say, I've been doing a lot of physical media stuff, and I just want to share that a little bit and explain that my content will likely dissipate for a bit soon because soon my time with my daughter will come to an end briefly, well, until the next holiday season. And I've got a few things to do within the first week, but then after that, I think going all the way up into February and stuff, I'm just going to be heavily focused on my upcoming book, which I'm excited about. And that's what I'm talking about. If I have these huge distractions, such as that handheld, it will stop progress of my next book. And that doesn't make any sense at all. I have a lot to do in this lifetime, a lot of goals to fulfill, a beautiful life to live and build towards. And like I say, some of these things they're just more of a curse than a blessing, and it's recognizing that just because everybody else is holding one and it looks cool, does it serve a purpose for your life? That's not to say it's going to be for everybody, because some people, maybe they're not ambitious, maybe you don't have these desires, maybe you can control it, maybe you don't have all these other things to do. It's going to be personal to everybody else. Everybody. To me, it was just an absolute annoyance in the end, as great as it is. So I'm going to show you some of the little things I've been doing, really, because I think it might be interesting to some people, or at least helpful. Um, so I recently got an external uh, Blu-ray burner, so it can read DVD, CD, Blu-ray. It can also burn to all those devices, but also it can extract the files. So it literally can mirror the CD, so you get all the files as an MP3. So that's changed my perception on what's better between all the media formats. I previously said cassette tape and VHS. Now I'm leaning towards Blu-rays and CDs because Blu-rays are not copy protected for the most part. I don't know if there is, but I haven't had a problem yet. And it can literally extract the video and make a digital copy on your hard drive. And I'm thinking that's useful because if there's ever a scratch, which takes me to CDs, I've got some CDs that are quite scratched. They play, but you think, at what point will they not play? By having a digital collection, as soon as the CD can't be played, I can just burn it to a disc and I can replace the disc. And I don't have to keep going and rebuying because blank discs are incredibly cheap. Also, it's a bit like mixed tapes back in the day when you used to make your own mixed tapes. Now you just make your own mixed CDs. You make your own playlist that you can have on Spotify, but you just have it on a CD. And I like that. It's far more personal. And again, not costing me anything, is it? Because the CDs barely cost anything, and the streaming services cost you a fortune over time. So that's what I've been doing. I've been literally got stacks of these things. I'm just putting. I'm merging all of my. That's one stack there, and I've got another stack to my right. Because I'm putting all my personal collection onto the computer, and then I'm going to back up it in multiple ways. So I'll back it up to the main hard drive. I'm going to back it up to an external hard drive, and I'm also going to be backing it up to a Blu-ray disc because that holds 25 gigabytes of data. So effectively, if average album is going to be about 100 meg, because I'm doing it at 320 kilobytes per second, so it's a bit rate. So it's actually a better, I think, with just a bit of bit rate really. So it's high quality. I'm doing MP3, so it works with my iPod. Like you could do lossless and do even higher files, which I don't at the moment. I don't see the point. I need it to be compatible, and that's where I'm going. I'm going backwards and maintaining. So I'll always have. So I'll have a permanent digital collection of all my CDs, which is great because that comes around full circle as well. If I relocate and have to travel abroad for any reason in the future, it's going to be hard to take all the physical media with you. You know, it's a lot to take, and it's going to cost a lot to do all that. And it's, I can literally have the vast majority of my collection on a few discs or an external hard drives and things, and it'd be like very minor space in a bag. That's crazy, isn't it? Your whole library can just be absorbed like that. So for that reason, I think CDs are great because it got me thinking. You can you can extract cassette tapes if you've got the right hardware. But the trouble with that is, even if you was to extract cassette tape and make a digital backup, they're not tracks. So it's all one streamless track, isn't it? So you'd only have one file for all the whole music, and that'd be a bit mental. So CDs, in the sense that you can make a digital library as well, I think it makes them priceless. That's an awful lot you can do with that. You've literally got your CD you can enjoy. You make a digital one for your permanent backups, but you can also then use the digital files to make playlists, which you can then burn CDs to a CD. So you can make your own little playlists as a CD, merging all the music and however way you see fit. And I think that's fun to play with. Plus, I've had to mute the audio because I did a previous video and it got freaking blocked because of the sound. When we go through the way this works, this Windows Media Player, for instance, it's faster than any streaming service because I can go in and out of a specific artists quicker than I could, and I can find the albums a lot faster. So, for instance, mine is organized by artist name. This is going to get a lot bigger, by the way, but a lot of them are multiple albums because if they're my favorite artist or I like that artist, I tend to have multiple albums. And then, so like I could click through to, let's say, Andrea Bocelli, got two of his albums. And it's fun because you can do a star system on all of them. And then again, I can try and get them on my iPod. I haven't used my iPod in a while in terms of transferring, so it's going to be fun. Blue, we've got like 3 albums of Blue, which brings me to another thing. Backstreet Boys, sometimes they don't do cover art, but that's annoying. I come across a few albums while I'm doing it. Now, I'm not specifically saying these are my favorite albums or my favorite songs. What I'm saying is these albums are incredible in the fact that when I'm doing my star system here, for instance, you're just realizing how many great songs are on an album. Sometimes, a lot of the time, you'll find there's a two star. It's some mediocre songs merged in. Sometimes you just get incredible albums. One of which I'm going to show them. I like boy bands. I like different media, different as you just saw. I like the some of the classical opera stuff. So we've got Backstreet Boys, Black and Blue. I've got a filter so you can't see it properly, but that is an incredible album. I've got it here, and there's only three stars. The rest are 4 and 5 stars. Mainly 5 stars in the whole album of that Backstreet Boys, Black and Blue. That's actually an incredible album. Michael Jackson's Invincible. I loved it at the time. I think people are starting to appreciate it now, but I absolutely loved it back at the time when people are mocking it, and I never understood that because I like Speechless, the song Speechless, but Cry's great. Um, this is a bit different because you shouldn't really do greatest hits. You know, any greatest hits album could be great, but I do find Madonna's one was absolutely mental when I was going through it. I was like, oh my God, the song she did, mad. The same can be said for Backstreet Boys, but then when I come across their Black and Blue, I was like, yeah, that even on its own stands out. This album here, I think, is considered a classic, but you don't realize again until you're looking at it. I'll get it up on my screen. You can see how many 5 stars we got on this. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of 5 star songs, a lot of 4 and 5 stars, and that's Alanis Morissette. Because this bloody filter. I'll take the filter off a minute. It's only because I want to remove the background sometimes a bit more. It gets a bit bright. But anyway, yeah. Alanis Morissette, Jagged. I think it's called Jagged Like a Pill or something. Oh, Jagged Little Pill. Yeah, Jagged Little Pill. Great one. Um, I just want to show that really that you can, but literally, but you can actually, download all the songs off of it, and you've got a permanent digital library now. So my whole CD collection starts to become a digital collection on my computer, and it's so easy for me just to jump in and out of them, play the songs, star rank them, create a playlist, burn it to another CD, all this, and eventually it's just gonna be full of my whole collection, and that's crazy. And like I said, because this can, my disk drive can record Blu-rays. If we average 100 albums, 100 megabyte an album. I mean, it's going to be about 250 albums to a Blu-ray disc, and that's a lot of albums. 250 albums. That's what I'll be doing. So I'll be backing them up on a hard drive, but then also backing them up to discs. Also, what I've been doing is extracting using this software. I can extract movies, so Blu-ray movies, literally, and there's no copy protection like it was on DVDs. So what I did, I used this software. There's a piece of software called Make MKV, and it allows me this. So we got this. Normally you'd play disc, so you'd put play disc. There's nothing there, see, no disc detected. But if I was to go open file, and I've got this on my hard drive now, so this isn't the disc. If we look at the discs, for instance, discs are in here. That's the Blu-ray disc. And then that one's the DVD disc, because this one comes with the multiple disc. But that's both discs are in this case. They're not in the drive. Now I open it here because I've backed it up to the computer. Now it will play the movie from the computer, because literally all I did was just told it to. It's beautiful. I don't know if I can fast forward it easily. Oh, so you click it, you get this advert come up. It's so annoying. You can do fast forward, rewind. Yeah, chapters. Chapter 7. It just treats it like a normal disc. There you go. So that was easy peasy, wasn't it? And that for me makes that great. And if, like I said, if I'm doing my gaming stuff, I don't have time for none of this. And I like watching films. So recently, me and my daughter, I think we watched 5 films in one day. I don't normally do that, but we just blitzed a load of films, and I was really enjoying it, mixing it up, different genres and things. And it's those little fake moments, I have time for that because I'm not being consumed by the other thing. But what's going to happen very soon is I'm going to be focusing heavily on my next book project. And again, I want to get through to people. It's enjoy your craft, enjoy your hobbies. Find things that you can find balance in your life, though. So it's not just one thing that consumes and dominates, because that's just not healthy. Obviously, it's a distraction sometimes. So sometimes, like for instance, gaming for me, it can be really helpful and therapeutic if you're going through things in life and you just want to block things out for a while. There's reasons to do that, of course. But then there's times really to focus on your dreams and goals. It doesn't matter if other people believe in it. I've had people questioning me my whole life and doubting everything. It's like I've never doubted myself for a moment. And I think that's the difference, isn't it? I don't need someone to see my vision. I'm already aware of it. People start to get aware as deeper you get into that journey, of course, and then they start to want to jump on the bandwagon, and they'll be the first to go, Oh, I know them. I knew them. I knew they would do it. It's like, no, you didn't. I've had no one investing in my journey, really. It's I'm the one that's believed in it. So I think it's going to be a bit sad and pathetic when people if people do start jumping out, acting like they were part of that journey when they never were. That'd be even more sadder to me. Um, yeah, there's no point doing that shit. But I want people to be aware really that if you're going to chase your dreams, you're going to have to do it on your terms, and that means sometimes pull away from the norm. What other people are doing, maybe not as interesting to you. So like I said, I can throw myself into gaming and really, really consume it in every area of my life. Like sitting on the bed, sitting on the sofa, I could take myself to do that. But is that is that the limit of my life? Is that how far I want to go? Yeah, it's no good. That's no good to me. I have other interests, like I say, with with the movies and the music and stuff as well. And it's finding a balance to it all. And yeah, I like to raise awareness to things as well. And I think that heavy reliance on streaming services is getting a bit out of control because, like, but not being funny, not being funny. Like a good few years ago, was all we had iPods were fashionable. They were trendy. We was all using them, and it was just great because it's far more seamless than having a tape deck player and things like that. And it's versatile and there's so much content you can put on. I can put video on there, so I can do like what I'm taking the Blu-rays. I can then create a smaller version with much lower resolution that can go on here, so I can have movies as well just on the go. They can get a Bluetooth dongle to make it Bluetooth. So now it's modern, and literally my whole music library's on there. And you could argue, okay, you don't have the latest music. But do I need the latest music? Because I can get that later. Um, and I can get as you need to. I've got the majority of the music that most of us listen to is going to be the stuff we are familiar with. So why am I paying a service to give me music that I can have at home anyway? And if I want portability, I was always happy in the past using this. So why not do that? Yeah. Anyway, just raise awareness really to people to, the past isn't always a bad place to be. And sometimes there's better things to be had there. And there's so much you can do that you're probably not even aware of. Like I see people with portable DVD players and they've got terrible screens, but they love it because they feel like they're part of the 90s. But they don't realize, there are limitations with that. Because like I said, DVD inherently isn't too bad of video quality. When you mirror that with a low resolution screen, it looks crap. And the sound can be terrible because of those devices. But yet you get yourself an external DVD drive like I've got. Well, mine's a Blu-ray one, but you can get a DVD one for like £30. All of a sudden you've transformed your laptop or PC into a DVD player. Of course, if you get a Blu-ray one like me, then you've got a Blu-ray player and also burner. So you can it's not just watching like those portable things are just watching. You can now create your own. You can make homemade DVDs, with your homemade videos. And you can also put music over the top because you haven't got to worry about copyright issues like you do on social media. You get your home collection, you can do some incredible things. And I think it's a whole thing lost to a lot of people because they just have no awareness of it. They don't even know external drives exist. Um, and that's just the way we're getting pushed towards. And I think you should get them while you can because a lot of the a lot of the hardware manufacturers they're stopping the production of these devices. So eventually, it's going to be hard to get a brand new one. And I think that's I find it quite worrying. Personally, I'm thinking about getting an extra one as a backup, just so if this ever breaks, I've got another one brand new stashed away. And at the moment, it would seem crazy, but I can see the future being a situation where they're not going to be readily available because we're getting pushed towards streaming services. And there's some of us who are doing everything to preserve physical media, and that's even preserving it to the point where I have my own personal digital media. But then I'm not at the mercy of these streaming services. So where one day people are going to pay $20, $30 for streaming. Now they don't. That might seem crazy now, but the time is coming. The price is always going to go up. If people don't think it is, they're crazy. Yeah, you buy a CD, for instance. I can listen to that when I want for the rest of my life. I own it. And I can do what I want with it. I can make digital copies. I can create this onto disk as much as I want. I can transfer it to my iPod or whatever device. I have control of that. But eventually, maybe one day, physical media such as that doesn't exist anymore, and you have to pay that $30 a month to listen to music. That'd be a crazy world to be part of. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not interested in that. But like I say, I've got to be so busy soon. So I know this video is like a mishmash of everything. I think it's culminating because we're getting close to the end of the year, and I do think come 2025, my priorities are going to be different to what it was towards the end of 2024. So I've already invested in transferring a lot of my media to digital, and then like I said, I'm going to be focusing on my book and the next phase of my life. And it's important that I removed going into 2025, I think, vices that were hindering my progress, which I recognize for myself. So gaming I can do in moderation, but it can't be the priority of my life because I have far more dreams than that.